The issue of Palestine is also going to be a focus area in the India-Arab foreign ministers meeting. What is going to happen? To discuss this and more, I was joined by the foreign minister of the state of Palestine, Varsen Aghabekian, and this is what she had to say. Listen in. The Charter of Board of Peace, which has about 2026 words, it's a 2026 word document, and not one mention of Gaza or even the two-state solution.
Well, we have welcomed the peace agreement and the Board of Peace as it was stipulated in UN Security Council Resolution 2803. And 2803 was clear. It talks about how we move in Gaza from where we are today until a peace path and the probability of a statehood. So in that regard, we have welcomed the Board of Peace, and we hope that it moves in that direction.
Have things changed for the worse since President Trump came to office? Because he's more than just an ally of Netanyahu. In this Board of Peace, can Netanyahu be trusted?
Look, at least the war had stopped, even partially. So we take that as a positive step, but we need to build up on that positive step, and we need to beef it up because we need to tie it with international law. We need to tie it with our rights to self-determination. We need to tie it with the New York Declaration and so forth. When it comes to Netanyahu, I think Palestinians have a long history with Netanyahu, and we know the trends when it comes to agreements or ideas for moving on in the future, because Netanyahu has violated agreements left and right, and we know his vision. His vision is that of a greater Israel, and not only infringing on the rights of the Palestinians, but also on neighboring countries.
Zionist as a word is going to be considered hate speech now in the United States of America if used derogatory, in a derogatory manner. Your response to that?
My response to any wrongdoing is wrongdoing, because if any other country was doing what Israel is doing, you would tell that country that what you're doing is wrongdoing. And that wouldn't be against Zionism or anti-Semitic. So what is right is right. If you follow international law, then you're following just that.
Speaking of the rights of people and the fight that you've been fighting, how do you see the role of the Arab world? We've seen how Iran stood by this cause and fought on the side of the Palestinians. But what is your take on the role of the Arab world? Were they as forthcoming? Should they have done more?
Look, the Arab world is the backbone of the Palestinians. We might disagree on certain things, but in the final analysis, the issue of Palestine is of interest to all. And as such, we always ask for more from the Arabs, from all our allies, because we think we need to garner all the support we can. Today, I think the Arabs have stood tall when it comes to the ceasefire. There was a consensus on the displacement of Palestinians. If you remember when the talk was on the Riviera and the displacing of the Gazans, all the Arab countries, collectively and individually, said it very loudly, no on the displacement. Today, they are all on the two-state solution. Saudi Arabia has spearheaded the New York Declaration, and it has put all of its weight behind it. I believe there's a consensus in the Arab world on the resolution of this conflict, of this occupation, and the materialization of the two states.
I was just going to ask you about the Riviera. Do you think the Board of Peace or the plan for Gaza is not just to do with peace, but more to do with land? And the land would not be Israeli or Netanyahu's, but more so America and America taking a call on what they want to do with that land. Is that a concern? Is that a real concern for Palestine?
People are speculating. Yes, it would be a concern because that land is a Palestinian land. And any Riviera should be for its people, the Palestinian people.
So that's a concern that this land could very well not be Palestinian.
Well, hopefully it wouldn't, because it is Palestinian land.
Is there any way of being on an engagement or a negotiating table with America, or is it always going to be a U.S.-Israel decision that would be thrust upon Palestine?
We need to push. We need to be around the table. We're not a menu. We have to be around the table on the decision-making level, because today for Palestinians it's enough that people are continuing to talk about us. They need to speak with us. We are the side that needs to be spoken to, just like the world speaks to the Israelis. We are the other side. And it's high time that we come to that table, and we need to continue raising our voices on the necessity to be engaged.
And finally, in terms of India and India's position, in the recent past, you must have noticed and seen a little shift in India's voting pattern at the United Nations. What are your expectations? What are you taking to the table when you speak with your Indian counterpart on what India's historic position has been, the change, and where should India stand?
India should stand with international law. India is a two-stater. India is the largest democracy. India believes in international law, and they should go by what international law says, and as it pertains to Israel-Palestine. It's very clear the materialization of the state has to move on, and we would expect that India moves in that direction. India has been a very good friend for decades, and it has helped with humanitarian assistance. It has helped a lot with development assistance. And we already have several projects in Palestine going on, and we expect that to continue. And we expect it to continue being friends with Israel. We have absolutely no problem with that. We don't want to delegitimize Israel, but we want to legitimize Palestine. And when you are a friend, you can be a bridge if you wish to take that role.